Let's see what stocks we have today and see this one. Do you like? I mean, yeah, the CV could lead to a lot of things, but do you like this stock overall? What can happen now is we might actually be having bottoming in the stock. The candle looks absolutely brilliant, but the thing is, overall, we don't have a lot of data, and whenever the bottoming happens, it takes a lot of time. So I'll probably keep it in the CB list, and we'll see how it develops further. Because as of now, the price action, this candle, look at everything. It's pretty bad. So yeah. And this, I think we have talked about it. Let it go. I think this is an IPO stock, recent stock breaking out. So that is a good thing. Should be in the CB, I believe. We'll keep it in the CB. This is also, I think, yeah, going towards the highs. But now I believe, the monthly can start coming towards your 10. Weekly might do the same. So this is done for a long time. We can keep it in the CB only. Then we have this stock, and let's look at this. So yeah, the monthly doesn't look good, right? What the stock can push for now is this level, an attempt to break above this. This is how the weekly is. So looks very interesting. The candles are pretty good. Everything has been very good here, pretty decent. So we'll keep it in the event list for now, and we'll see what happens. Liquid, I think, and yeah, I think still, basing, because it is gonna set up on a monthly. So we'll see what happens, because we have a CB on the weekly only. So I'll remove it. I'll not keep it in the CB only. We'll probably catch it later on in our weekly scanning, every weekend we do. Okay, so see what is happening on the monthly. You are in between 20 and 50, because 10 and 20 are all together. So they count as one. So that is what is happening. We will be having CBs, which will lead to moving averages, crossing each other and aligning themselves for the perfect stage too. So a lot of time for this stock. And yeah, I can keep it in the CB. I can move it over there. Nucleus has just gone straight up. The monthly has, triggered itself. So yeah, can't do anything about that. But definitely goes into our CB scan. RGL, again, monthly will be setting itself up. Because, this is the first CB. After that, you will have to the 10 EMA. So that is something we can be watchful for. And hence, this will go into the CB. Radhika Jewelers and no data here. Yeah, the weekly is in a big range. This could lead to something starting in the stock. The volumes are decent. The volumes are picking up for sure. I'll move it in the CB. We'll see what happens with this guy. Pen Industries, again, I think, yeah, monthly is taking off now. The weekly was, at 10. So it was a good weekly STF. Within that, you got this daily. Looks decent. Goes into the CB. It was in the event, I think, on this day. But now we know that what is going to happen. So we'll see. DVL. If you have marked this. Weekly is good. We are having a CB on the weekly. So we can probably consolidate, right? Because similar things happened, but it never gave a good setup. Was very volatile. Looks this same scenario as of now. So it goes into the CB. Tega we have, I think, yeah, exactly at the monthly 10. Brilliant. So weekly will take a lot of time. It has to first come above 10. By that time, this will make everything cross. Goes into the CB. Because I believe we will require some time. Just look at the moving averages. They are very far apart from each other. This was an event, I think, but since then it has just started to go up. The monthly is still looking good. I think this can take a lot of time. So goes out from the event to CB. This was a good trade today itself. But I generally don't like these kind of trades because I personally prefer to buy the stock in these 2 days, not above the high. Whenever that happens, yeah, I make a position, but then what happens is usually you'll either have to take a lot of slippages to get whatever quantity you want in case you have a big quantity. But normal quantities work pretty brilliantly above the high of the bar. A decent trade that came today here. So that is about that. I think this can stay in the CB. Orient Siemens, I think we talked about this stock. But what happened is I was basically waiting for it to come to 10. That is where I would have initiated my positions. But today it gapped up and kept on going, and see from where it retraced from a black line that we have drawn, which is nothing but this. So yeah, good setup this can be in the future, but definitely it'll take a lot of time. Goes into the CB only, that is it. Now High-Tech has some really good looking candles. The volume have picked up pretty brilliantly. Why is that? Because we are breaking out into the all-time highs. Now what has happened is, this is a weekly setup. Because weekly we have had 2 CBs consecutively. So daily I can clearly say that this will take a long time. So I think goes into the CB, and that is it. Newgen has been going up for a long time, so nothing is happening. Probably we can keep it in the CB, which it already is. That is it. Okay, this is just a stock. So yeah, this might, turn up on the weekly and give you some moves. The volumes are less although, but I hope they will be picking up because they have. And for that reason, I'll keep it in the CB. Pretty bad. Now how Springs, the volumes are less. Looks like, yeah. So see, this is in the horizontal cycle of monthly between 20 and 50. Which means weekly at 200. And obviously the daily will be in stage 4s. So yeah, this is basically your big bottoming area. Right? This entire area. So yeah, a lot of accumulation will happen. But then eventually what we will wait for is these moving out, this cross up, and some liquidity comes. So I'll probably wait. I'll pass on. Now this guy looks illiquid, so gets out. This also gets out. You can, I think, okay, not a great stock in terms of liquidity. Again, a weekly setup at 10, which was daily between 20 and 50, which was hourly 200. Pretty simple. But yeah, anyways, pretty illiquid, I would say. Pretty liquid. What we can do? I hope this picks up liquidity, but for now, I'll just remove it. IRB. Not a good looking candle, honestly. Going into the all-time highs. What can we do? I don't think so. I'll probably keep it in the CB. This guy has just taken off. Igarashi, okay, looks decent. We are trying to, go above this level. But to reach this level, we already had, consecutive 5-6 candles. That is one thing bad. Weekly came to 10. And then you had the move today, which was hourly coming near to its 200. Looks a decent stock. Goes into, I think, event. Because if we consolidate here now, good quality consolidation, we can have a good move. It doesn't have a lot of liquidity, but yeah, looks good on the monthly. And if we see on the weekly, these are the levels of resistance we are getting into. So yeah, looks decent. The volumes, I think they will pick up. So this will go into the CB because the CBs are not that great. Okay, the volumes have picked up for this. And why is that? It's a monthly STF. Within that, this is the condition of the weekly. So now clearly you can say that weekly is ready for contraction to 10, which would mean daily coming to its 50. So this goes into the CB. It is already. Rico Auto, very interesting name. Why is that? I'll tell you. Because see, monthly is starting its journey from 10, right? Although not a very good, contraction. See, the volumes are high. That is something we need to keep in mind. Now, what can happen here is this might lead to 10 crossing above 20 and then you might have one inside bar or a couple of inside bars on daily, which is leading to crossing of this. So this is a good position for a stock to be in, right? All the moving averages are coming across. 200 is flat, was up sloping, so that is a good thing. Volumes have been good. The DNS, see the DNM has been pretty solid for the stock. So yeah, I believe we can have some really serious trades in this. Goes into the event. Not a good candle. This looks a decent candle. We are still in a big range. Monthly is contracting, weekly is at 10. That is why whatever is happening looks decent. We'll keep it in the event because the DNA is not the best. See this. Not the best DNA. But we'll keep an eye on this. Aarti Drugs, what is happening in this name? Okay. Now, this is very interesting because today is what? What is the date today? 17th, 18th. Today is 18th of October. And see the monthly looks absolutely brilliant. CB led to this, contraction to 10. Weekly is crossing above its 10 moving average. So this looks like a very, very good trade. Could be on the cards, although this was very volatile. Not the best CB, has element of upper wick, but definitely something we need to observe. Gokul Agro, are the volumes over there? Okay, the volumes are there, but we are part of a very big range, right? If you're playing STF as a monthly, you can simply buy here. But then your patience will be on the monthly scale. Now see, what can happen is, if we manage to give some good closing, because as of now, clearly it is very, very volatile. See the upper wicks and see the price action, the DNA. It's pretty bad. So I think even if it goes up, it might just shoot off without us. That is absolutely fine. Good stock to be kept in CB because of the monthly. What is happening here? HD Glass. Okay, so because of these people, we are having this moves. Do you want to trade this? I wouldn't. Okay, La Kuala. And yeah, okay, so this is a monthly coming to 10, right? On a weekly STF. And now, what happened is we were very, very, very volatile. Now we are going up. Can lead to some good moves in the recent times. DNA is not the best of the stock in the recent times, but we'll see what happens. Surya Roshni, and what is happening in this? Okay, nothing interesting. Looks decent. Oh. At best, it goes into the CP. Shacksoft looks like a big range, has been going up for a long time. A decent stock, but 5% upper circuit. I usually avoid. Kamath Hotels, very interesting point. Because see where you are, a big level which you have crossed and one level that you will be meeting soon. So yeah, this is a level of resistance which you have broken and now simply consolidating here. Looks decent, and I think the 5% circuit might get revised. We might get some trade in this stock. We'll see what happens. Okay, what is this? Okay, monthly has been going for a long period of time. So these stocks, generally provide you small opportunities to trade. DN is not the best in this case here. The best moves are 4.5%, 5%. That is it. We'll keep it in the CB. Again, this is IPO, 5%. I usually don't trade. Ion Exchange has taken off. It is already in our list. SPL Petro has been going up. Steelcast looks interesting. Weekly 10, daily 50, hourly 200. Looks decent only. I'll pass. What is happening with this stock? Okay, another, IPO fell very badly and now trying to bottom out. Anyways, I'll probably keep it in the CB. Okay, another IPO goes into CB. What is happening with this guy? Part of a very big range. I honestly don't like these kind of ranges. I'll pass on this. Genora, pretty bad. See this here, one good example, right? The CB came, but it actually could not take this, configuration of moving averages to a bullish configuration. And then, again, we went down. That is important. That is why the moving averages are important here. Okay, IPO stock. Fine, I'll keep it in the CB, but that is it. Godfrey Phillips looks interesting. Okay. We'll keep it somewhere. We'll keep it in the CB. Not the best example. RTN Power, I think it's liquidity is very good, but how does it move? So I don't get it. At a very interesting point, right? Because the monthly can just take above this and give us good moves. Even the weekly looks pretty solid to me. Decent looking stock. We'll see. But the only problem is see these gaps, right? You don't want to get stuck in these kind of situations. I'll keep it in the CB, but I don't think I'll have a big position to trade in it. Datamatics, okay. Monthly is consolidating. Weekly is 10. I would have preferred a candle like this. Definitely not a candle that looks like this. We'll see what has a lot of above wicks. I personally don't like unless we get a candle like this, Everest Industries has been going up. I think it is in a CB only. So yeah. Optimus looks good. Why is that? I'll show you. This is how the monthly is. Weekly has come to 10 after first. And yeah, we are having signs of demand, right? So it'll be great if we get it around this area. A buying opportunity. So it goes into the event. Precall, I'll remove. Crowell, I'll remove. KPR Mill has just taken off. Still looks good, still looks good. Can give us good moves. So I think this should be in the CBs. Sundaram Fasteners, the DN is bad. Okay, I think this is already in the event, right? Yeah. Cipla FNO, so if you want, you can. TTK Healthcare is coming from an interesting point, very interesting point. Although the CBs are not good on the monthly, so that is a point against us. But we're very, very aggressive CBs. And this is leading to some event, so we'll keep it in the event. And we'll see. All securities, monthly is very decent. Okay, weekly is like this and daily is like this. Might set up in few days. Do I like this? Monthly is actually very good. Weekly is very broad. Let's see what happens here. Not the best CBs and hence I'll keep it in the CB only. Another IPO. I'll move it in the CB. PTL looks very interesting. Yeah, monthly is going up. Weekly was, at 10. Then you had a big move. Then you had an inside bar at 10. And finally gave you the move. A little tricky these stocks are. But I'll move this to CB now. Repco Homes, interesting what is happening. So monthly is basically trying to establish itself by breaking above this. Will form probably a higher high. Looks decent. Looks very decent. I'll talk about this setup, This setup I'll talk about in few sessions. A little tricky, as I said, 10-20, right? You see, it barely went far away from its 20 moving average, was always in the zone of 10 and 20, but I will see it. Goes into the CB. Map. Where is this? Okay. I'll remove Spark. The volumes are there, but yeah, pretty bad. GOG, okay. Monthly looks like doing something. And the weekly, we all know what is happening with the weekly. In that, this is what the daily is doing. The DNA is pretty poor, but for the recent candles, I'll move it in the CB. Kaya, pretty bad. See, with Airpo Siemens you're talking about, right? See the volatility. Can't handle this volatility. Bajaj Consumers looks interesting. The monthly is a big range. I'll not trade it, but looks interesting. MKPL, IPO stock, I think we'll give it to that. So yeah. Okay, how are the volumes here? Not good. IPL looks interesting. Whatever is happening, don't have a lot of data. But it's very, very volatile, you see. And I don't like the DNA, although I like these candles, the presence of this candle. I would like to get it tight. Otherwise, I don't think we'll be able to pick up a trade here. What can we do? We can move it to the CBs and we'll see what happens. Okay, JM Financials. Interesting stock. Monthly, right? See this, you can probably get an idea of how the 6 month is, how the 3 month is. So, will take a lot of time for this stock. I don't think we'll have anything. So yeah, this is it. This is how we had to do. And we'll see what is happening with the event. So now see this guy minus 10%. Do you want to keep it? I'll remove it. Now see Max India. As I always say, we have to wait. Even the good looking ones get butchered, but we'll give it a few more days to see what happens with this. TRM movers, we'll let it be. We'll probably move it to the CBs now. Okay, this is again superstructures. Do you like this? I don't. Where does it go? CBs and out from here. Not really a fan of these stocks doing this. So now they'll go back to CBs. Has come back down completely. See this? I don't like this. But we'll give it some more days. So we'll give these stocks a few more days to see how they behave. And then we'll take a decision. It looks interesting. So yeah, I hope these videos are adding a lot of value to your understanding of whatever you know, wherever you are in your journey of this learning. So yeah, always leave a feedback. Always let me know that what good things you are picking from these lectures. What things you have picked up, how it has helped you. Fine, I'll see you in next.